As many times as I talk about this, having just returned from Israel and spending time in the south, in Kfar Aza and Sderot, walking through the homes with an officer of the Israeli army and that person describing, how this room there were two sisters who were raped while the father and mother were tied up, their hands behind their back. And all the other having to avoid walking on the dried blood in the houses that I went into. Actually being there, seeing and hearing the horrors, the brutality, the barbarism, evil personified. It's hard to believe that people from the human race could do the things they did. And whatever you've read, whatever you've seen, whatever the Israeli government has released, I know it's much worse. The details of what they did to women, babies, a baby put into an oven, a house that I saw where there were over 20 children burned to death. Children. And then we're here today, and I have I thank God to have had the opportunity to be there and to have the opportunity to host for the week two sisters that are part of my family and part of the family of the Jewish people and part of the family of the American people. People who care about decency, to have them and to listen to them, and you will listen to them, what it's like to have your father that you love so much and other members of the family kidnapped, disappear exactly 1 month ago. It's 4 weeks ago. Not to hear from them, not to know what their condition is, their situation, believing they are alive. How tough and difficult that is. I mean, I'm having a tough time. How do all 241 people have been kidnapped? Dealing with it, putting your head on the pillow at night, explaining to your children, your little children, where is Saba, grandfather, and other members of the family that you're so used to being with. Where are they? What happened? How do you explain that to a young person? Before we get to Rinat and Natali, I just want to give the county executive. He's not just the county executive. I know him. I know his love for people, and I know his love and pride as a Jew. I've watched him, not privately, publicly. Someone who cares deeply. So I want to give the county executive, Bruce Blakeman. We want to listen. Bruce, to your words, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Assemblyman Emeritus Dov Hikind, my friend, a fighter, a leader in our community throughout America and throughout the world. Thank you so much for all you do. First of all, I want to wish Rinat and Natali welcome to Nassau County. We hope you feel at home here. We are blessed to have you and host you, and anything we can do to make you more comfortable in your very, very difficult time, we will endeavor to do so. So last night, I was in Plainview in Nassau County at a rally for a Nassau County resident who's being held captive, Omer Nutra. And his parents were telling what it was like each and every day It's 31 days now. Each and every day, not knowing if your son is alive. Each and every day, not knowing if he is alive. Is he being tortured? Is he being fed? Is he getting medical attention? We have heard firsthand witnesses to the atrocities that Dov just outlined. They are true. I've seen the videos. It is incomprehensible that someone of the human race could do the things that were done. These people that were targeted were elderly, children, babies, women, teenagers at a rock concert, a concert for peace, slaughtered, raped, kidnapped. This is a war against evil. This is a war that must be won. This is not a war against Islam. This is not a war about territorial rights between Israel and Palestine. It's a war against baby killers and rapists and kidnappers. Pure evil. And it must be defeated. And we must demand that all of the hostages are returned safely. These are now unarmed individuals in captivity. If this was a normal situation in a war between sovereign nations, there are certain rules, the Geneva rules, that require you to take care of your captives. We expect the same treatment for those who were kidnapped, or there will be a war trial tribunal, and those who commit further atrocities will be severely punished. That is our mission. That is what we have to do. Here in Nassau County, we are larger than 10 states in population. We have almost 1.5 million people. 300,000 of our residents identify themselves as being Jewish. We are the third largest Jewish population of any county in America, only behind Los Angeles and Brooklyn. We stand with Israel. We stand with the families. We stand with the hostages. They must be returned, and we must demand this and make sure that those who are holding those innocent people realize that if any harm comes to them, the consequences will be severe. So, Renat and Natali, we are standing with you. Welcome to Nassau County. You are welcome here anytime. And we will not rest until your family and friends are brought back home. Thank you.
Just for a blessing from my rabbi, the rabbi of this shul, which is called Yismach Moshe. He's the coolest rabbi, the most magnificent, incredible individual. Rabbi Bloomfield, for a few words.
Going to war and anti-Semitism is not something new to the Jewish people. The Holy Torah records that there was a war the Jewish people waged as they were entering into Israel the first time. I'll read it in Hebrew and I'll translate. Vayishma haKanani melech Arad kiva Yisrael derech ha'atarim. The Canaanite king Arad heard that the Jewish people are successfully marching into Israel, and he waged war. The Jewish people cried out to God, Vayishma Hashem b'kol Yisrael. And God heard b'kol Yisrael, the voices of Israel. Vayitein es haKanani. And they were successful. The implication, the reason they were successful was because Vayishma et hakol. Because God heard Jews raising their voices. And when Jews raise their voices, an energy is produced. And Hashem responded. We are all here today to raise our voice. First of all, in prayer, obviously. But two, in protest. And maybe most of all, in solidarity. Rinat and Natalie, I met you for about 10 seconds. But I feel like I'm talking to my sisters, my daughters. You are loved by us in a passionate, deep way because you are our sisters. And we love you, and we support you, and we don't know what we could do. The only thing that we could do is raise our voices in protest, in solidarity, and in prayer. I want to thank everyone who came here to our shul. But most important, I want to address the young people here today, the students of Rambam and the students of Shlamit. You are the future of our people. We count on you to be our voices when we are no longer here. Learn to be confident. Learn to be educated. And most of all, learn not to fear, but to be able to express your feelings. Am Yisrael Chai, the Jewish people, will live forever. Bezrat Hashem, we will be successful.
Rinat, Natalie, both, I think both, right? Together, please. Just for you, make sure, Rinat and Natalie. Rinat is going to start. Her English is much better, and she will try to get, she's had some practice this morning. She will try to get across to you what it means not to have your father and not know where he is and the rest of the family. There are 5 members of her family that have disappeared from the face of the earth in a sense. So they're going to talk to you what it's like. And Natalie will do the same and try to get across why they made a trip. And when I spoke to Rinat in Israel, she wasn't sure she can come because of it. They have 3 children, 2 children, little children, young children, making a trip, leaving the kids. It's already very difficult as it is, the situation. So to completely leave, go away, is very, very difficult. But they knew that I told them that your father and the rest of the family, with God's help, they will come back safe, they will come back home, and we will show him what, your heart and soul coming out today and sharing with everyone. Your love for your family, and number 1, your father. So you start, okay? Come closer.
Hello, my name is Rinat Har Afgan. I'm from Kibbutz Urim in the south. I don't know where to start. They are there like a month. We miss our father a lot. He go with his partner to the house of his partner in Kibbutz Nir Yitzchak, on Saturday, the 7th of October. And I'm luckily, I've been with my kids in the north in the same day. I didn't been at home. I heard in the news that there was a rocket in our house all over the place until Tel Aviv. On 10 in the morning, my father started to write me message that they hear voice of Arabic outside the house. They are inside the safe room with Clara, his partner for 22 years, her sister, Gabriela Leimberg, her daughter that she is 17 years old, Mia Leimberg, her brother, Fernando Marman. They all kidnapped from the safety room in her house in Yitzhak. On 11, my father sent me the last message that they get inside the house. They shooting everything, they broke everything. And he sent kisses for all of us. And then I didn't hear from him anymore. I live with him in the kibbutz with my two boys, Yoav, that is 8 years old, Daniel, 5 years old. My father is everything to me. It's my best friend. I'm a single mom for them. He helped me in everything that I need. Every day he takes them from the kindergarten, from the school. He helped me. And I really hope that he come back soon. We need him, all our family. It's part of us. His big smile. We really need him home quickly. Our father is not feeling so good. He have a diabetic, and low blood pressure. And they don't give them the medicine. And we hope that he come back soon, healthy, with all the 241 hostages that are there in Gaza. Maybe I know that they don't see a light like a month. It's crazy. We just want. We came until the United States to show our faces, that the face of the family, that we are not the same anymore from the 7th of October. We are not working. I moved from my house to the north for that day because we cannot be there. We lost our home. We lost our father. My kids lost their grandfather also. And they lost their mom because I'm not fun anymore. I'm not the mom that I used to be before. And we all miss him a lot.
Abba, we miss you and want you come home now. Now. ביום שבת, השביעי לעשירי,
Israel Baton will translate some of the things Natali will say.
החיים שלנו השתנו מקצה לקצה.
On Saturday, the 7th of October, their lives changed, our lives changed forever, from edge to edge.
זה לא אותו דבר, והוא לא יחזור להיות אותו דבר.
It's not the same, it'll never be the same.
האנשים ממשיכים בחיים שלהם, ממשיכים הלאה. ולנו חשוב שאף פעם בחיים לא יפסיקו לחשוב עליהם. שלא יפסיקו להראות לעולם שהם כבר לא, שהם חסרים, שהם שם בעזה.
People are moving on with their lives, but they can't as long as their family, their father and family are held in Gaza. There is no moving on. They're here to bring awareness.
תשימו רגע את עצמכם במקום שלנו, באותו יום שבת, שכולם נחים בבתים שלהם, ישנים, אוכלים, ממש מוקדם בבוקר.
Put yourself in their position that Saturday morning at home, families at home, children, parents sleeping, resting on a Saturday and waking up to the atrocities they woke up to.
ואז פתאום, בבת אחת, הם צריכים להיכנס, יש אזעקות, והם צריכים להיכנס מיד לחדר המוגן שלהם, לממ"ד. בלי אוכל, בלי שתייה. נכנסים לחדר המוגן ולא יודעים מתי יצאו, אם בכלל.
In one instant, they had to suddenly follow the alarms into their safe rooms and without any food, without any preparation, gather their whole family and run into safe rooms that turn out to not be so safe.
מעכשיו, מ-7 לעשירי, זה בכלל אותו שבת. אני ביום שבת, ביום הכי חשוב לנו בעולם, ליהודים, המנוחה הזאת, להיות ביחד כל המשפחה, זה לא אותו דבר. אני פשוט, אנחנו מפחדים שיום שבת יגיע. זה פשוט יום שהוא שחור.
Since the 7th of October, Shabbat, Saturdays are just no longer the same. What was the most important day for the Jewish people and obviously for their family to get together, they now dread every arrival of every Shabbat as long as their loved ones are taken hostage and kept hostage.
הבית שלנו לא יחזור להיות אותו בית. אנחנו לא יכולים לחזור הביתה עם כל המשפחה שלנו. איפה שהיינו נפגשים כל המשפחה, לעשות ארוחות ביחד, להפגיש את הנכדים, את האחיינים שלי, הבני דודים. יש לנו 10 נכדים. הבן שלי הכי קטן הוא בן שנה.
So, and there's no more, it's not just that the family is taken hostage, it's that their way of life and living has been destroyed and shattered. The home that they gathered in with all the families, 10 grandkids of Luis, no longer have that place to go to in the interim as well. So the entire world and reality has been shattered.
בראש השנה נפגשנו כל המשפחה, והייתה שאלה ששאלנו כזה כל אחד שצריך לדבר, והשאלה הייתה, מה אתה מאחל לעצמך לשנה שתבוא? מה אתה רוצה להגיד, לומר, שיהיה לך? אז הוא אמר, אני רוצה להיות עם הנכדים שלי ועם הילדים שלי, וזה מה שהכי חשוב לי. זה מה שאני הכי רוצה.
So just before all this happened on the holiday of Rosh Hashanah, their family was sitting around the table and discussing each one what they hope for and wish for the coming year. And their father had wished simply to enjoy his time with his kids and grandkids. That was his wish for the year.
יש לי בעוד יומיים יום הולדת. אני חוגגת 35. אני לא חוגגת. אני לא.
She has a birthday in 2 days. to celebrate, but of course, there's no celebrating. She cannot celebrate without her father and loved ones here.
אנחנו חיים בחלום שחור. It's a nightmare. אין מילים להסביר את מה שאנחנו עוברות. כולם. זה לא אותו דבר. ישראל לא אותו דבר. אנשים לא אותו דבר. אנחנו מפחדים. מפחדים. מה יקרה? מה יהיה? כמה זמן יהיה ככה? כמה עוד ימותו? כמה אנשים ימותו?
There are no words for this, obviously, and nothing will ever be the same. Israel will never be the same. The Jewish people will never be the same. Their family will never be the same. There's simply no going back to the days before October 7th, and of course, Jews everywhere are living in a heightened level of fear.
ישבתי בבית ואמרתי, אני יכולה לשבת בבית ולבכות, או שאני יכולה לבוא לעולם ולהגיד את מה שאנחנו רוצים להגיד, כדי שתתמכו בנו, תהיו איתנו, ותגידו לכל העולם שאנחנו צריכים אותם עכשיו, אבל את כולם בבית, את כל החטופים.
They could have stayed home and just be at home and crying, but they took the decision to come out here and face the world and to bring the story of their loved ones and all of the hostages that are held, and it's something that they cannot and will not stop doing until all the hostages are released, including their loved ones.
Please bring them home now.
You want to ask questions? Okay, let's get some questions. Yes.
Not, could I ask you, on the morning of October 7th, were you in the south of Israel with your father, or were you in the north?
No, I've been in the north. A friend of us invite me and my kids to be with them in the weekend, so we'll be there, but we don't come back home from there.
They just happened, by miracle in a sense,
I
not
see.
be there when all this stuff was unfolding.
I supposed to come back home in Shabbat in the morning with my kids, and then everything start and
Think about that. She was supposed to return that morning to that area, and God.
Renat, can I just ask you, you're obviously a woman of faith. What hope is getting you through this right now? What is helping you survive right now?
I hope they're alive. I really hope that. There is no blood at home, so we really hope that they are okay. I hope that everyone, all the 241 people, children, babies, everybody that come back home to their families alive.
Renat, have you had any communication with your family?
No, nothing.
Do you have any thoughts about what Israel, what the government should do now in terms of the hostages?
Okay, we're not going to discuss that. Yes.
I just want to say, I'm so thankful that you're all here. And I got the notice this morning from friends of mine in Forest Hills. Why was it Dov Hikind and Bruce Blakeman? Why wasn't this advertised more so the whole community could hear this
Well,
beautiful, touching story?
Well, all they're doing this week is going to be out there, but this is a press conference. We just happened to invite the schools. We weren't. Can you imagine it's full here? Can you imagine if we invited the community? You know what would happen. So I appreciate the question, but they're going to be spending the week speaking to people, expressing themselves and the way they have to you, and there's a lot more. It's very, I just want to tell you, it's very tough for them. It's very difficult. But they know they have to do it. They have to. That's why they're here. So you know, with God's help, we have faith that all the hostages, 241, will all return safely to their families.